Elements that move. ETM Productions. Axegrinders 0.022 UF, 400 volt tone capacitors, and some generic resistors. Hello all. If you've been around before, thanks for returning. If you're new to my channel, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for being here. Try rolling down your volume knob halfway, and suddenly your guitar sounds like it's playing through a wet towel. That's not your amp, that's not your pickups, that's just how passive volume pots work. Today, we're going to work on fixing that. So I'm building out a treble bleed circuit. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why it matters. A treble bleed mod is a small capacitor, sometimes paired with a resistor, wired across the input and output lugs of your volume pot. Two tiny components, maybe a few dollars in parts, and it completely changes how your guitar behaves when you're not sitting at full volume. So the issue a treble bleed mod fixes, just think of your volume pot as basically a variable resistor to ground. And as you turn down your volume, you're not just cutting volume evenly, you're interacting with the pickup's inductance. Just think of that in the way that it all kind of interacts with itself as it comes through your guitar, through your cable, through possibly your pedals, and into your amp. The slightest change can be noticed right away. The lower you go, the darker and duller the tone gets. Guitar players have been fighting this ever since the potentiometer was invented and used on guitars. So I want you to think about how you play. You're not always at full volume. You back off for a rhythm part. You clean up your tone by rolling down instead of switching channels. You use the volume knob as a dynamic tool, not just a simple on-off switch. Without a treble bleed, every time you do that, you're fighting your own guitar. The tone gets muddier exactly when you want it to stay articulate. With the treble bleed mod, you're helping your high tones stay intact as the volume drops, so the guitar tracks the way your ear expects it to. So in short, for all intents and purposes, when you're hitting that rhythm part and you're hitting more strings, you're putting more output out, the treble bleed mod stops it from getting muddy, helps quiet it down a little bit so it comes through clear instead of it turning dark and just pretty much into mush. All right, now to get into the weeds. So for this treble volume bleed mod, I'm using a 0.022 mini microcapacitor paired with a generic resistor. It's a 150K in a series parallel configuration. The resistor is what keeps the treble bleed from making your guitar sound thin or brittle, especially at lower volume settings, which is a common complaint with cap-only circuits. It's a bigger value than a lot of treble bleeds out there, so the effect can come through a bit more aggressive. I am building these circuits for a high output guitar. If that was too bright for you, too punchy for you, you can definitely step it down using a lower value, possibly 0.01 UF mini cap. So there's lots out there. You can search eBay, you can search Amazon, and you can find them pre-built. I really, you can buy a set of 5 of these mini caps on Amazon for around $7 or $8. So I just want to pause for a second and ask if you can like and subscribe, help out the channel. Cheers. Thank you. All right, now with that out of the way, I also on Amazon got some generic metal film resistors, 150K value. I got a pack of 100 for I think $5.99. So I take the resistor lead and I coil it directly around the cap lead. I put some solder flux in the joint, solder it up, do my best to keep it clean. Take a little bit of heat shrink wrap and I'll put it around each end so that way after you solder it into the pot, you don't have to worry about it grounding out or touching any other wires. So the key takeaway, one of the side effects most players notice when they're switching between pickups when they have a treble bleed mod especially in an HSH or an HSS layout. A treble bleed mod will keep the volume rolled back, tone more consistent across pickups. Without it, a single coil and a humbucker, they behave quite differently. So this helps narrow that gap. So that's my video. Thanks for watching. ETM Productions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.